wanted to show you guys how I do my full-on glam complexion routine, you know, from foundation to contour, everything. I mean, it's looking a little subtle, but hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tina. Today I want to show you how I do my full glam look, whether I'm going to a daytime or nighttime event. I want to show you how I get that face beat, y'all. So stay tuned and keep watching. So I like to start with my complexion first. So to prime my face, I use Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer. I'm just putting it all over my face and mostly concentrating it around my oily T-zone. So in addition to the primer, I like to take my Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Deep and set my T-zone area just for extra oil control. Then for foundation, I used MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation with SPF 15 in the shade NW48. I love this foundation. It has like a perfect matte finish, even in the warm summer months, and it doesn't leave you feeling dry at the same time. And now for highlight, because we can't be having a flat face out here, I use Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I used the lighter shade Tan for just under the eye and then added hazelnut on top. But for my forehead and bridge of my nose, I only used the shade Tan. Now again, blending it out with a damp sponge. I like to go back and forth between both eyes rather than blending it out one after the other, just to ensure that both sides have the same amount of product. Once I finish blending, I use Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Deep to set the concealer. I also place it below my cheekbones to give it a reverse contour impression. And then I use Maybelline Fit Me setting powder for the rest of my face. So when it comes to contour, I prefer to use a powder rather than a cream. So here I use Sephora's Spice Market blush palette, and I'm applying it with an angled stippling brush and going just below my cheekbone and blending it upwards rather than just going back and forth. Then using a fluffy brush, I bronze with the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Dark 3. I love this bronze because it's nice and warm but not too red. Now for blush, I started with this gorgeous peach color by Sephora and it's called Fascinated. Then I went on top of it with Milani Baked Blush in the color Bellissimo Bronze. It has a bit of a shimmer, so it added a bit of oomph to the cheeks, but the highlight on the real is still coming, girl. I decided to use the Bobbi Brown bronzer to lightly contour the nose. Now it's time to get them eyebrows on fleek. So I use Rimmel London dark brown pencil liner, and I've had this for a minute, but honestly it gets the job done. Then using the same concealer as before, I clean it up using a flat brush. Because I rock short hair sometimes, I prefer a slight eyebrow arch instead of having it too curved. Now for eyeshadow, to prime my eyelid, I use concealer all over the eyelid and then set it with a loose setting powder. So now I'm just gonna allow my nose to bake while I do my eyeshadow. So I use the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Edition palette. So I started off by packing on henna onto my eyelid, then I just blended it and buffed it out. Then, for my shimmer, I added Trust Fund all over the eyelid. And so just to deepen the eye, I used the color Cocoa in my outer corner of the eyelid and I blended her in. Then I went back in with the color henna just to blend her out between Trust Fund and Cocoa and make sure everything is seamless. Now for the inner eyelid and the brow, I used the color Moon Dust. So for under the eyelid, I went back in with the same two colors. I started off with henna, and then on top of that, I smoked it out with cocoa. Now you can never have too much shimmer, so I decided to add Fenty Beauty Rum highlight onto my cheeks, my nose, and my top lip. So here I lined my lips with the generic drugstore lip liner. It's a brownish reddish color, and I went on top of it with the Fenty Beauty lip gloss. Here is the final look. That is pretty much my routine, what I do to get my face glammed up, and it takes a minute, I won't lie, but it's hella cute. Alright y'all, thanks so much for watching. That is the end of this video. That is pretty much my routine, my full glam routine, and if you liked it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.